Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Ben. And
this is Waiting on a Phone Call. Ben, good morning again.
Good morning, Mikey.
Great to see you.
You too.
Yeah, we've been at this a while. You know, we're veterans now.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right, good. It feels that way.
We've got a depth of knowledge that I think we can rely on to keep us moving forward with our new show here, Waiting on a Phone Call. Podcast brought to you by Cast 11. And today, I think it's your turn to bring the guest. We've had some amazing guests so far.
Yes.
Great podcast, great interaction. It turns out not with the people that we intended.
Hey,
just
you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, we kept it just to ourselves.
Right.
Kind of selfish like that. But no, I want to hear who's coming on today.
Well, today, last week, I was reaching for the stars, and I felt like there's only one way to go, and that's to, maybe a little higher. Is it possible to go up from last week?
I don't know. I think it's possible.
It's debatable in a lot of people's eyes, I'm sure. But today's guest, I had to pull some strings to get this person on.
Mm-hmm.
Born September 26, 1981. She was born in a great year. I just
good.
gave it away.
Second best.
It's a she. It's the GOAT. It's the greatest. If you've seen Time Magazine, it's Serena Williams calling in to talk to us today. Can you believe it, Mike?
Well, that's fantastic.
I know.
What? How were you able to pull this off? This is incredible.
Well, we'll see, but I, again, just reached out to, handlers and
her people.
Yeah, her people. And
Nice.
They were extremely nice and really loved the idea. Thought it was, what we're doing here is great. And so they assured me that, she'd call us and basically
give us
talk
a few
about
minutes.
Yeah, give us a few minutes and felt like it was going to be like pretty much anything was on the table we wanted to talk to her about.
Really?
How about
great.
that? That's
well,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
We're appreciative of all of our guests' time. And,
Of course.
We want to respect that.
Yep.
And so we're glad if they can give us any amount. It sounds like she's willing to call in, give us
Right.
some time, help us out with her story, telling her it's a fantastic story.
It's an amazing story, and she's got a lot going on, so maybe we might only get a minute or two, but I'll take it, right? And 30
absolutely.
seconds, that's fine.
Yeah.
But,
So who is Serena Williams from your perspective?
well, like I said, she's the greatest, right, on the tennis court. And I mean that, I think, I've didn't always love tennis, but certainly she's made it way more fun to watch. There's some guys on the men's side, women's side, whatever. It's watching her has made me appreciate watching tennis on TV because I'm not much of a tennis player myself. Much more.
That helps.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, when it's exciting.
It is very exciting, and not to mention just the barriers that were broken down by her and her family, by her sister Venus. Obviously, you can't really bring up one without the other.
Yeah, sisters, both.
I tried to get both of them to call in,
talents.
but it was just Serena for us today. Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. No, I mean, we're glad to have her. She's retiring.
She recently retired. I honestly, I have this like secret hope in my my brain that she'll come back and try to win that 24th major, the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
So that Margaret Court can stop, trying to claim to be the GOAT. She's not the GOAT.
I see.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Margaret.
Well,
It's
she could
Serena.
pull a Tom Brady and come
Unretire?
back.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's, certainly a possibility. And I don't want to put any heat on her. If she does call, I'm not going to, I don't even really want to bring that up. But, she started at a really young age with her father, Richard, who basically wrote a plan for them to become champions.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's how the story goes. Huh?
The story goes that he wrote this plan and he took them out, rain, shine, in the middle of the worst neighborhoods, and made them, not necessarily made them, it seems like they were very willing, but practiced as, quite a lot and like really pushed them to be great and always told them that they're going to be great and always made sure that they knew they were going to be great and also made them do that with like a humble attitude to keep their humility up, which I think is, you can see it throughout Serena's and Venus's career, but especially Serena. I mean, she's got this grace about her when she wins. She's not, she's fiery when she's in the moment, but she's, always
graceful when she wins.
I think so.
That's
Absolutely. She
such
does
a
that
good
little
example
twirl and the wave
for the
and
young.
she's so yeah. I mean,
young athletes out
not
there.
gonna
That's
lie,
great.
I have always loved Serena.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
she's my first love, I think.
yeah. Well, hey, that's
Sorry,
fantastic.
honey.
I mean,
Yeah.
your first love. Well, you're both 1981 kids,
Right.
so that's good. Now, like I said before, this is now a rivalry. I got to be on Team Venus because she's born in 1980, so
Well, yeah.
best year to be born.
True.
I might be humble.
How's Team Venus doing in the the matchup
Just
there?
the person, you know.
Okay.
Just the
Right.
person.
Just the person.
Venus, yeah.
Well,
so.
and that's just it.
I mean, from a tennis perspective, yeah. It could be argued, though, on a head-to-head basis, what is the matchup so far? It's like they've played each other
believe-
professionally 30 times,
maybe,
maybe,
I
and
think it
it's
was
like
31. And
17
I
to 13, something like that.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think we're looking at about
On a head-to-head basis, we got to give them both some credit.
yeah,
for,
I think we're looking at about an 18-13 split somewhere in there.
Okay. All right,
but
well.
still, it's close, and I think that Venus has probably beat her more than anyone else, at least in the later part of her career. They had a lot of great matchups that were in finals too. They were, whichever one of them won, they were going to be the champion of that, Grand Slam or big tournament, and so it was pretty incredible to have not just one black woman, but two black women that basically like had not been seen or heard from in this predominantly white sport. It's a lot like like we were talking about with Tiger and golf,
yeah.
and there's like these doors that are basically just kicked down, and one thing I'm sure you've seen King Richard, we talked about it, and like he said, that Richard said in the movie, he's like these agents were trying to get them to go the traditional route of playing the junior tournaments and get into the professional ranks that way, and they all told him that he's crazy, that it can't be done, that they're they have to play in these junior tournaments in order to reach professional ranks. Well, he basically proved them wrong, and they all told him that he had this window, this small window, and he said, you know what, we're gonna step back on that window, and we're gonna give it a little time, and then we're gonna walk right in the front door, and that's what they did.
That's awesome.
I mean, they just So there's so much. I don't know. There's a lot of cool stories about it. They went through some incredible hardships in Compton when they were younger, and both Richard and Oracene, their mother, who was also their coach, they were coached by both of them, endured a lot of hardships in just getting these girls to get to where they could be.
Sure.
So it's pretty amazing. And then eventually he did find them a coach, and eventually they did move out of Compton and get to Florida.
Yeah. Well, certainly Compton has the sunshine, so you can practice all the time.
It does.
Challenging neighborhood, as it was depicted in the movie, and from what I learned about their upbringing. But Florida, yeah, definitely gives a lot of opportunity to get out there and play. A lot of sunshine in Florida, so I've heard.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's there.
They're tremendous talents. They have obviously for us transcended time. The most, couple of the most important decades, 80s and 90s,
right,
where they're coming up in the sports and still relevant today.
Yeah, I'm going to give them more, 90s,
2000s.
I'm not giving them a lot. I mean, they were practicing hard in the 80s, but
yeah,
it was more like 90s and 2000s. You're reaching there with the 80s.
But, they were listening because, I was listening as I was driving out here.
Right.
To Rock the Bells on Sirius XM.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were playing some nice 80s, 90s hip-hop and rap.
You were in your happy place.
Run DMC. I was. So I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm connecting the dots. Probably they would know those same songs.
Sure.
Just as I did.
Mm-hmm.
Hearkening back to a time gone by where, rap was, just the production
not mass
value
produced.
was so awesome.
Sure.
It was like boutique music rather than, mass produced. Nothing against, well, maybe something against some of the artists of today.
Wow. Yeah, I got one in mind.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And another one in mind.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's like,
yeah.
when all you do, your only talent is saying your own name.
That's
The only person that can get away with that is Snoop Dogg.
True, but he doesn't do that.
Or I guess Eminem. No, didn't Snoop?
He didn't really do that.
Oh,
either.
well, I guess.
They don't just sit around saying like,
No,
Dogg.
but I know. But the one song, he's like, Snoop Dogg. I mean, the whole song is about Snoop Doggy Dogg,
well,
you know?
yeah.
And then my name is
Sure.
Slim Shady,
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm just giving two examples. Not their whole,
not the same.
that wasn't like their whole
Right.
music
This ain't that.
talent. No,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. It is not that. Or this ain't that.
This ain't that.
I like that
Yeah.
word.
No, it's a
Ain't.
good one, right? Ain't, you gotta,
This ain't that.
good to work in every now and again.
This ain't that.
This ain't that.
Yeah. So, Rock the Bells was rocking this morning.
Good.
I'm sure we could connect with Serena on Rock the Bells.
On
maybe
music in general, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say
I'd love
so.
to ask. What's her favorite?
Right. What does she
What's her
listen to before a
downtime?
match?
What's she
right.
getting
What gets
pumped
her
up
pumped
to?
up? That would be a great question to ask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the music for getting pumped up.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
I mean, it can be used as a tool.
It's different in different sports, right? Because you don't want to get too amped up. Like we're golfers, so we're not trying to go out there and get like juiced. But I would imagine in tennis or boxing or something like that. That's exactly what you want to do is just get
like snowboarding,
ready to roll. Sure, snowboarding.
It was all about like
yeah.
And when you like pulled up to the parking lot, you had the
had to be cool.
you had the rock. You know, you leave it on while you're
yeah,
getting your boots on and everything.
Yeah.
You know, you make it like you mean business when you show up to the ski resort.
Right. Well, you are a bit of a, was that a snow bunny?
Yeah, I'm kind of a snow bunny.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm trying to front like I,
Well, you've got the experience. So I already know. I don't even have to go with you to know that this is what it's like when you pull up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I know. But now it's just you keep it in your earbuds, and so not everybody knows what you're listening to.
Right.
And how cool you are.
Right. Well, but we could still ask, what are you listening to, Serena? What is it? Tell us what you're, do you have one song? Is it a bunch of songs? Is it one artist? That's a great, we could talk for hours just about that. Maybe not hours, but
about
at least
music.
a couple minutes, maybe
I
two.
know. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that'll, when she calls. So any idea?
Well, at this point, I haven't heard, but just expecting that, this beautiful phone we got here to ring.
I know. The dial.
Right.
Dial in.
Right. Absolutely. It's the number has been given. The time frame is on. We're just gonna,
Some people
do our
only
thing, get her in.
text message. And they
well,
won't
I'll
do
check
phone calls.
my phone.
Nope.
not
So hopefully she's not on
to
that
this point. It's coming though. I'm sure.
style. Yeah, we
We got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Her on the air.
Do you know she was number one on the tour for like 319 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, she finished 5 seasons as the number one ranked professional, so with the ranking of number one, finishing the season is like it's basically like player of the year, right? I mean, I don't know what you know.
No, I don't know
about
anything
the tennis stuff,
Yeah.
but just fun facts with her. She's the reason everyone considers her the GOAT is winning the 23 Grand Slam titles, not to mention 14 doubles titles with her sister Venus, and it's the most in the Open era, and then the second most of all time, which comes back to Margaret Court. Sorry, Margaret, you didn't play the same girls Serena played. You're second best. I'll give her second.
Second best?
Or
I don't
third,
even know
maybe,
who
behind
Margaret
Venus.
Court is.
Well, she's elderly at this point.
Okay.
Sorry, Margaret.
Hey, no, great. Good for her.
And she played a long time ago, before the Open era. So they
I
they
see.
call that's their kind of like BC and AD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's just like that divide of when, the two. I know, it's hard to compare. It's definitely hard to compare. Like, you got to do the Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Right.
These are different eras. Absolutely, Serena dominates.
I
don't know anything
So
about
fun to
Margaret.
watch.
I'm just saying, when you're trying to compare, can you really compare?
Right.
When,
you bring in
when
the
you
Wilt
go to-
Chamberlain argument, or Bill Russell, who won 13 something titles, and excuse me, everyone considers to be really great, obviously, but not widely mentioned as the GOAT, as everyone likes to say, the greatest of all time.
I know.
But now it's not even greatest of all time anymore. It's just GOAT. Like, people are just GOATs.
I know. I don't know if I'd want to
funny.
be the GOAT.
Well,
I mean, I like
it used
goats.
to be a bad connotation, I think, if they're like,
Like
if
a
you're
goat,
the GOAT,
like you're-
right?
yeah, you're kind of a dud.
Yeah, you're not doing so great. So somewhere along the line that, just, I guess the acronym is what changed that.
Right. greatest of all time. Maybe
Right.
we can, boat, like best of all time.
You're the boat.
Yeah, you're the
Your
boat.
brother's the boat.
Yeah. That's
Shout
what
out
I
to
called my
Dan.
brother.
Yeah.
Growing up, that was his nickname, was Boat. Sorry to throw that out there, Dan.
Well, that's
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan.
Uh,
Anyway.
Yeah. So, but speaking of goats, I was at the county fair last week, and that's one of my favorite parts. Like
The goats?
as a kid, the goats. As a kid, I was there just to do the rides,
Right. Yep.
and hang out with the carnies. And
Whoa, that's weird.
I know, but that's where I was.
Did
That's
they
what I
really
did.
smell like cabbage? Or have small hands?
Is that from Mike Myers?
Oh, I think so.
What was it?
Small hands.
Small hands smells like
cabbage.
cabbage. Carnies. I know. Was that So I Married an Axe Murderer, maybe, or
I hope
Austin
so.
Powers?
That was a great
it was
movie,
one. Yeah. Shout out to Mike Myers.
Sure.
Shout
There
out
it
to the
is.
'90s.
There it is. I thought you might have snuck
I
that
was
in
gonna
earlier,
get
but
it.
you
I
had
know.
to get it
Shout out
in
to
there.
the
Of
90s.
course. Good job.
Okay, but no, seriously, love the goats now. There's
Okay.
goats. There's pigs. There's sheep. There's cows.
Cows.
Plural.
Plural.
Or do you
Cow
call them
is
cow?
cows. No, I believe. Yeah, no.
I think we've had this conversation a few times. Deer.
Well, deer are deer. Sure.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Jeeps also. So are they plural? Are they Jeep?
If you
Man,
have
all
two
my friends own
Jeeps-
Jeep.
No, I think it's Jeeps. Man.
It's Jeeps?
I think it's
Okay,
Jeeps.
I know.
Yeah.
I have a tough time with that.
Well,
Deers or deer? You say
It's
deer.
It's deer for
Cow?
sure. It's elk.
I saw
it's
multiple
antelope,
cow.
It's javelina.
Antelope is singular, plural,
Sure.
right?
Right.
Javelina, plural.
Right.
Bunch of javelina. Well, cow. There were a lot of cow at the,
No.
and
no,
goat.
I
There were a
don't
lot of
believe so.
goat.
A
No,
lot of cows, I
I'm
think,
changing
yeah.
this.
Okay.
Right here, right
Well,
now.
yeah.
We're ending the confusion
Okay,
of the
well.
English language.
All right. Well,
We have children out
there's
there
cow around
being
here, that's
confused
for
by
sure.
the plural.
Lots of cow around here.
There are a ton of cow. Yeah. Yeah. We're being hosted here today by a family that has probably raised a lot of cow,
I would guess.
right? I mean,
Right.
there's long history in cow. So we'll get off that topic. But the goats
Right.
at the fair, they were good this year.
Awesome.
I don't know how you judge. I mean, some of them, their horns are shaved. Some of them are there, and they're pretty cool looking horns. But it's because
Is that how you judge it?
I
By the
judged
horns?
them for
By their horns.
How their
that
horns
was the
look.
winner.
They
You
look
should
good.
take a ribbon over to the best horns.
I should have I moved some of the horns
nice,
around, not
nice.
the horns, the ribbons.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think you're better than this guy.
Awesome.
Best
Man.
in show. Oh yeah, that's my favorite phrase now. Is also ran.
Also ran. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
no.
like my whole life. It was also ran.
Oh, mine too, I suppose. Yeah.
We're not best in show.
Thank you
Ben.
for showing up. You are and also ran.
Also
Yeah.
ran. Exactly. No, it's such a good mantra. Like,
Yeah.
you really show up in life. It's just an
You
also
were there,
ran.
right?
Yeah, you were there.
You get the credit. Also ran.
also ran.
But you didn't win
But
anything.
you didn't.
Sorry.
Yeah, you weren't first.
Sorry, Charlie.
Best
Yeah.
in show. Any
Yeah.
of that. There were a lot of second place. I'm kind of a second place guy.
I think second isn't quite the also rans, Second,
No, I know.
because they're placing.
But it feels
right?
a little bit like that. Like played in a golf tournament last Saturday
Uh-oh. Okay.
and second place. I have so
You
many
placed.
second place
You placed.
trophies at home.
Someone
It's
put money
amazing.
on you to place, they would have won.
They would have
So,
won,
right,
yeah,
right.
if it was to place.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fourth, I think, is when you start getting into that also ran territory.
also ran.
Yeah.
Yeah. First, second, third. I mean, we've kind of qualified it that way culturally, but
Sure.
It
You're
feels
right.
like
if you ain't
second
first, you're
place,
last.
yeah.
Right? Thank you, Ricky
Well,
Bobby.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I know. Ricky Bobby knows. Will Ferrell, he's our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so anyway, second place again.
Right.
Then what are you gonna do? Tell me what other. We're talking about tennis today. Still waiting on that phone call.
She's
from
coming.
Serena.
I know what she's going to call.
But tell me, what's your relationship with tennis? Are there other
I would say
sports you like? Other racket sports. I'm sorry, not
Right.
just general sports. Racket sports are pretty specific. It's like string instruments,
Sure.
right? Versus
Right.
percussion.
Yeah.
You got you're well versed in the club,
Right.
right?
Right.
Well, in both, like baseball and golf. You could almost put those together as far
In
as
some
like
ways.
clubbing a
right.
ball.
Okay. I could see the correlation there. You know, there's not a lot of
clubbing.
catching.
You are
in golf.
kind of like a Neanderthal.
I am a bit of a bit of a
Like you're
Neanderthal
clubbing,
for sure.
yeah, you're clubbing some things. So,
When it comes to racket sports, I've played a little tennis, I've played a little racquetball, but I wouldn't say that I'm good at either. And usually, like, I can pick something up and I'm pretty decent at it. But the truth is, I'm not much of a runner. At least not distances. I can sprint for a short distance pretty well,
which works
times
for racket sports.
It does.
To,
it does. I think tennis, man, you watch some of these matches and
that.
these guys are running like I couldn't even imagine the amount of miles they put in just running back and forth. And Serena and these gals that are just like, going and getting balls on every side of the court and up and back and, all that.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting some miles in. So, like, I've played some ping pong. Good at some paddle sports. Pretty good at ping pong. Not great. I've I've beaten my fair share and also been beaten, humbled, if you will.
Yeah.
You
get down to the local community center and play.
No, nothing like that. But someone happens to have a ping pong table and I'm there.
You're there.
We're gonna have to try this thing out.
I know.
And see how it goes.
Play.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know if you want
we should verse each other.
Okay.
Speaking of the English language,
right?
Yeah, that's what the kids say.
Verse?
Some of the kids.
Verses?
My kid says, has grown up. No, just verse.
Oh, okay.
It's like a verb, right?
Right.
We're going to verse each other.
Okay.
And so.
What you want? Yeah, I don't think you're ready.
I'll verse you.
Oh, no, you don't want it. All right. Yeah. You're going down, sucker. I'll take you out.
Do you play sure. like the pros where you're like getting back and like taking full swing?
No,
overhand?
No. I'm not
You're just
right
right
up
up
on the
on
Olympics anytime soon.
Yeah,
but, it's just, I got long arms and
that helps.
That does help.
Yeah, I like to put spin on the ball. That's
I like
what
to
I'm
get some
always
spin
trying
on the ball too.
Yeah.
So we might have a pretty good match there. And then you're not a big fan of pickleball. I played some.
I did not
proper pickleball, but I played some one-on-one.
I'm judgy about it.
Well, yeah, you're getting older, Mike. You're gonna have to take up the sport. I think it's.
No, it's true. But I'm getting older, where I just don't want to change my ways. So then I see pickleball. I'm like, oh, that's new. Can't have new.
It might be new, but I mean, I met the first person I even had heard pickleball from about was this gal I used to deliver to, but way back when, and she was like 75 at the time, and. She was like talking about going to play pickleball. And I'm like, oh, that's, sounds cool, yada, yada. Didn't really think much of it until I saw people out playing pickleball. And I was like, okay, that looks kind of fun. I think I could, do that. But the problem is that it's, you don't really play one-on-one. My wife and I have played some one-on-one matches and it's like probably not even fun for her because, it's just like, I don't know. You have to do a lot more running, but when you're playing 2-on-2, you're just kind of standing there, just like whacking it at each other. And
got a little accent there.
Yeah, no, that was emphasis on the whack.
Yeah.
Get the H before the W.
Yeah, you flipped
right.
The consonants there.
Yeah, whack. But they do some ripping on up by the net, and they got the kitchen. You got to learn about the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
you got to come out there sometime. Let's do some pickleball.
No,
they got
I'll open my mind.
The new
obviously.
courts up at what is that?
Espire
Sports up
we
at the mall, which you and I have both walked through and taken a bit of a. I don't know if you took the tour. I didn't really take a tour. I gave myself and family a little tour, a little walkthrough.
No,
place.
The guy there.
He walked you around?
Yeah.
Oh, we got lucky. They just let us go. They're like, go walk around and see what you think.
He probably didn't trust me.
But that's it's got something like 26 pickleball courts, full basketball, golf simulators, all this stuff going on.
Yeah, they're adding outdoor courts.
I think they got some bevies up there.
Adding
a few libations, if you will.
Adding a bar and restaurant.
Right. They got a pro shop, which sells all kinds of different, pickleball type.
Yeah.
Or other things, basketball, whatever you need. It seems like they got it in there.
Yeah. Well, of course,
cool idea.
I was up there. Same with you.
In a gym.
Yeah. And so
and
you
an arcade.
do a membership.
Right. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say we were both up there because we were taking our annual trip to
Spirit Halloween. Yes, sir.
That place is, fun. Now that my kids are older, I'm a little more comfortable in there. But man, when you're in there with your kids, and there's like the whole section of like undead babies. I've always been uncomfortable with
undead babies.
Dead undead babies.
Not pretty babies, that's for sure.
The clowns and stuff, that's fine, but the undead babies always.
Well, but
now my boys are, they're practically adults, and so it's like,
right.
They just go look for swords or whatever their character is for the year.
Right. Yep. Nope. my kids love that place. They are way too obsessed with really just Halloween. That's their favorite holiday, I'd say, or at least, right up there, top 2.
Yeah.
And they think about it all the time. And now my son has some friends at school that are always talking about like, scary movies, this, that, and the other thing. So he wants to watch all these scary movies. I'm like, dude, you're not ready for that. Trust me.
Yeah.
I don't even like scary movies. You know what I mean?
How old is he?
He's 8. He's 8 and he wants to, the other day we watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space because, and this was, I got duped, man. It's like from the 80s, 80s movie.
Pretty cheesy. All right.
Very cheesy.
Yeah.
These Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If you go to Spirit right now, it's like somehow making
it's
a
still
comeback.
A thing. Yeah.
Oh, no, it hasn't been a thing. And this year, for some reason, it is now a thing.
Gosh, love culture.
So if you go up there, you'll see these ugly clowns, and the next trip you make, because that's how it works.
I'll be back.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be back up there too.
Yeah,
I think
that was just the preview of the inventory.
Right. Yeah, just check it out, see what you got.
I know.
Plus you got to do some decorations, I'm sure, coming up here. You do you get your decorations from there or no?
Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit off the
beaten path,
off the track, but yeah, we still want to decorate.
You got to throw a few things up.
Oh,
at least,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to someday. The one house does the haunted house,
right?
We've got the good sized lawn.
Right.
Or we could get maybe not like the double track. They have like the easy way through or the light.
Right.
It's almost like PG-13 and then the R-rated version.
Yeah.
Man, that haunted house is rough.
Oh, I bet.
For
I don't
me,
want any
like
part of it.
Oh,
I'm good.
As an old guy, I'm like, man, I don't want to have a heart attack because they do strobe lights and then these teenagers like come at you with out of nowhere.
Right.
Whew.
I believe I heard a chainsaw down there one year. Yeah. Hopefully there's no blade on that bad boy.
I know, but they're there, and they're like, or you come around the corner and they're just staring at you, and you're like, "Are you gonna move? Are you gonna move? Are you coming at me? Are you alive? Are you a person? Or are you a dummy?"
I need to leave.
No, you need to go do that.
Right. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, again, because my boys are just at that age where it's like that's happening.
Yeah.
You're not to the point where, I mean, you could be kind of like you're saying. You're obviously watching Killer Clowns with your 8-year-old son.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
I regret it. But it was recommended by, one of their friends' parents. They were like, oh, it's not that bad, and I watch it.
How was it?
Oh, it's awful. It's
kind of
so
messed
bad.
up.
I mean, it's so bad it's good, but it's also
like
not good
bad
at all.
like as far as its production, or bad as far as it's like scary and gory and freaky?
It's pretty it's not scary or gory. It's freaky and it's weird and it's just really bad production, I'd say. Is, nothing.
I think what's great about that age is a lot of stuff goes over their heads.
True.
So because I watched totally ridiculous things at a young age. Like I remember my brother, we watched It, and so that would have come out, I mean, I was probably 10, but man, he could do the voice of Pennywise the clown so well, and he would just do it.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, it was not cool. So like all the time I hear him, they all float,
Oh,
and I'm just like, oh, please don't do that.
No, man, I could not have handled that. I probably would have gone and slept outside or something.
Exactly.
No, that's not going to happen.
No, that is So I mean, so Spirit Halloween is something that we share in common. We tend to always run into each other on Halloween too, which is kind of a cool.
That is true. Like you and I, been buddies for a long time. Didn't do the best job of keeping up, but it seems like no matter what,
and our kids
Halloween
are
rolls around.
Separated.
Yeah, they're they're different ages, but this is
7 and 5 years,
hanging a little, talking a heck of a lot more. I love it. Man. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be happier.
We got time now.
Right, exactly. But yeah, it seems like no matter what, Halloween rolls around, and you and I are in the same area.
I know,
and it's not planned; it just happens.
Right.
Every year.
No, I know.
It's been like 5 in a row.
It just happens to, happens to happen.
I mean,
it's always on Country Club.
Right. We used to come by your old place over there off of Country Club. And so obviously we saw you then. But even since then, it does seem like mostly that's on Country Club.
I know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So listen, I'll try out pickleball. I'd be happy to.
Yeah, let's do that. I've got some terrible paddles.
Oh, do you?
Not
you have
rackets,
some
paddles.
Oh, are they paddles?
Yeah.
I know, because it feels like I'm trying to go to the beach and do that one game. What was that one back in the day? Ball. It's like the big round racket.
Huh.
And then like a little rubber ball. I can't think of it.
Sounds fun. I'm not really.
Yeah, no,
totally
I'm sure. Yeah, but anyway, it just, I I'm willing to try. I love the racquetball. Racquetball courts are just, few and far between now. Some places,
Yes.
I mean,
Hard to
growing
find.
up, we had it. It was pretty popular
Right.
in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Right. It's gone a little bit out of style.
Did you peak? Do you think? I mean, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
We brought it up. But
I
did you
know.
peak in the 90s?
Well,
Is that like your...
Yeah.
I do feel like maybe we've already said this, but...
Yeah. I mean,
We
we
just
could
wanna
probably
really
bring it up
reiterate
again.
it,
Do you
right?
want to? Yeah. Do we want to talk about that again? Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely peaked. I mean, I was flying high.
Your glory years.
My glory years.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's all kind of just been, a little bit of a ripple effect after that. I really
Slowly
it's like I
downhill.
hit the dive perfect, and then now I'm just swimming.
Well, I will tell you. I mean, you're awesome now, but you were, quite
wasn't
awesome
I?
in the
Yeah,
90s.
wasn't I? No.
Epic.
No. Yeah, this is my comeback right here. Hanging with
hey,
you.
yeah.
This is a mighty comeback.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, rehashing the old days.
Right.
Speaking of which, the racket sport,
Mm-hmm.
my all-time favorite. I love tennis. Tennis is super fun.
Okay.
And because you get your steps in.
You do.
To use a common current phrase,
Right.
You get your steps in. But no, I love tennis. Really love badminton.
Badminton.
Yeah, badminton.
Minton.
I don't know how do you
It's
pronounce
how you
it.
spell it.
I just say badminton.
Badminton, right, yeah. Put the
little
T.
rural.
Right.
It's just a T, no N. It's kind of like February. I don't pronounce the R. February.
Right. That's a good point.
But so badminton, the reason I love it is because I was able to take that and get college credit.
That's amazing.
I know, at my really high-end college, Fort Lewis College
Fort Lewis, yeah.
in Durango, which is like the Harvard of
Colorado?
North America, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's big. No, it's the Harvard of Southwest Colorado. So it beats out Pueblo Community College.
All right. Yes. Yes.
La Plata.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took it badminton. I mean, amazing what I learned because you can just, I mean, you're working hard, working that court, especially when you're playing singles.
Right.
But
you can hit that shuttlecock as long as, or is it a birdie? What is it?
Well, it's both.
Is it?
Shuttlecock and birdie? I think
Wow.
they're synonymous.
Look at me. Those were like just kind of
Shuttlecock, you just brought that out.
shots, right? Yeah. So, but you can hit them basically as hard as you want. And
it's awesome.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere, right?
Yeah,
it
you
just falls
swing.
right back
Yeah.
down on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, you
pretty
got to
amazing.
flick the wrist right.
Yeah.
But I had a coach. He was British. He was the soccer coach of the Fort Lewis College team, which is actually like a national championship team.
Right.
But he also was into badminton. Maybe kind of the British connection.
Right.
He would call us lazy toe rags.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
I don't even know what that is, but
yeah, like if you called me a lazy toe rag, it would be either ineffective or it would just not be that interesting.
fall on deaf ears, right?
But when a British guy calls you a lazy toe rag, it resonates. It's kind of like Gordon Ramsay, yelling at you about your food, how bad it is.
Right.
You're kind of like, God, that hurts, but also, man, it just rings. It has that British ring to it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's the little things in life that really make
Lazy
a difference.
toe rag, yeah.
Lazy toe
At least you got that. I have not had that
I
experience.
know you didn't have that experience. Yeah, well, that's my
I
connection.
imagine, I don't know. I'm starting to worry about Serena getting into calling us right now. We've given her, I think, enough time. I thought she was going to call. Let me check
I
my
almost
phone
forgot.
for a text. Not there. I also feel bad because we didn't really even talk about some of her other great accomplishments with her, charity work. And she's as my daughter would probably call her, a fashionista, right? She's a fashion icon. She's got her own lines of stuff, and her and her sister
absolutely.
both do. And I would have loved to have talked to her about those things as well. But I guess not today. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
but-
Well, that's that's too bad. I was almost sure we were going to get the phone call.
You felt
today.
good about this one?
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
excited,
Well,
man.
yeah,
We
I
got,
know, excited.
Such
anyway.
a powerful woman calling in.
Yeah.
That's would have been amazing.
Accomplished so much.
She
Get
might still,
some advice on how we might be able to pick up our game and here in little old Prescott.
get us some good drills to be working on.
Yeah,
On
exactly.
our
I mean,
courts.
use some of our courts. Great courts down here by college.
Right. Those are good.
City courts over by the Armory.
Still got the Armory courts. Those are like kind of, I always thought they were grass. They're not grass, but they kind of looked grass-ish, if you will.
I know.
Maybe that was just back in the day and they've redone them since.
Maybe just because.
But I do see people on those courts from time to time, so at least they're getting used.
Oh, yeah. I see it all the time, yeah.
Right.
I
There's
mean,
some probably private courts over there by the mall area in that neighborhood. I don't know if you've seen them. They're kind of, it looks like they've actually cut that down into 2 pickleball courts now. That's what's happening to a lot of tennis courts.
Converted.
Yeah.
Yeah, to pickleball, which I see the value.
Right.
It's kind of like we were talking about with golf. You know, you can play it
Top golf
your
or
whole
pop
life.
stroke or those sorts of things too, where you're also getting other people that couldn't maybe run around playing tennis and doing that sort of stuff.
So kind of keeping
stay
in the kitchen.
Right. Got to stay in. Yeah.
Which
keep
I don't
it in
know
the kitchen.
what that means. But
Well, I'll teach you.
It's kind
I'll
of
show
close.
you if I remember. But if I remember what it means, I mean, not to remember to teach you, of course, I'll do that. But I don't think that, we talked about with boxing with Mike and all that, where that led into all these MMA things. I don't see Serena and Venus. Wow.
Yes, singular.
There we go again.
Oh, you're talking
Well,
possession?
Right, yeah.
Like Venus's.
Right, it would be Venus's, I believe.
Yeah,
influence.
careers or,
that I don't see that like leaking into like people getting paid mad amounts of money for playing pickleball. So luckily we won't have to watch that.
There won't be a Dana White
TV,
of pickleball.
I hate, you know what? Maybe that's our calling and where we need to head with this.
Yeah,
but
we need to go get on that.
But I don't think so.
No. No, I think tennis, I mean, that just kind of like, it's up there in terms of athleticism. You just can't deny the talent that you got to have for tennis. And, it's incredible how young some of these tennis players are. Obviously, Serena and Venus, they were getting out there at a very young age.
14 years old. They both turned pro at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
But once again, we kind of got off track. But hey, I learned something.
Did
I
you?
don't know what.
Okay, good.
I mean, I learned some plural nouns.
I learned that your favorite racket sport is badminton. So that's, now I know that.
Now you know.
I didn't know that coming into today. So I feel great.
Where do you, it's hard to find courts. You got to just go, down to the sporting goods store and set it up yourself.
Right.
No, I'm with that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, I don't think Serena's going to call us Mike, and I do apologize. That puts me at the same record as you have now. We're both 0-2 or 0 for 2, however you want to look at it.
Yeah,
we got
where will we go
on
next?
I mean, I don't know. I think it might be.
I got some
I think
people I can call. You do too.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a couple more shots and see what you can come up with, because I did try, and I feel like, still waiting to hear from Tiger. I think he's going to call any minute. And same with Serena. I hope that, she reaches out sometime soon. But in the meantime, I guess that's it for us today. So if you can listen in to Waiting on a Phone Call, wherever you find podcasts, and connect with us through Facebook and Instagram at Waiting on a Phone Call Podcast.
Yeah, please do. And you can also tune into news, updates, and information from Prescott, Arizona on Cast 11, Prescott's #1 podcast network.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Mike.
Well, thanks, Ben. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Adios.